There is no words. There are no words that are too harsh on what we are seeing from this Chelsea side. From other sides that don't have the resources or the clout or the so-called talent, then yeah, we'll give them, and I'll certainly give a lot of these teams, particularly with the youngsters, I'll give them a lot of leeway. A lot of leeway. But when I see this at the top, I'm not having excuses. I'm not having excuses. What's happening at this football club and one or two others is unacceptable, and we have to scrutinise it and we have to analyse it. And this is just not a well-run outfit. Full stop. Well, let's hear from Mauricio Pochettino speaking after the game. He spoke to Alexis Nunes.
Mauricio, I know that was a tough result to take, but this is a two-legged semi-final. How do you rally the boys, I suppose, for the next one? And what did you feel you were missing today with so many chances?
Yeah, a score. I think we miss a score. In football, if you don't score, it's difficult to win. We create too many chances, but what we can explain, we cannot say too much because if you don't score, it's difficult after to explain the performance. The performance, I think overall, I think we were better side, but on the end they fight, and when they got the opportunity and they score, I think we made some mistake that we were punished, and we cannot after to score. Yes, now we have 90 minutes on Stamford Bridge in 15 days.
Well, similar to the last match against Preston, it was quite hard to break down when they bunker down and make it difficult. What do you feel is missing, that cutting edge?
Well, I think is what is going on during this season. I think we create too many chances. We are one of the best teams creating chances, but after we are not clinical enough on the last third. That is why we are in the situation that maybe on the table on the Premier League, because we are not scoring the goal that we deserve to score.
Y últimamente en español, solo para saber tu opinión del esfuerzo de tus jugadores y también qué podemos esperar del próximo partido en Stamford Bridge.
Well, so what he's had to say there in English. Oh, yeah, well, I was looking forward to the Spanish bit. Because I could, yeah. Yeah, we're better than them. Tell me something I don't know.
My criticism is, we're a good team at creating chances. I mean, that is such an empty statement. You could count the chances that Chelsea created on one hand against Middlesbrough. Greatest respect to Middlesbrough, okay. But you could count the chances that they created, and even those were in the first half where Palmer missed, that were gifted to Chelsea. It wasn't as a result of Chelsea's pressing. It was a result of Chelsea's sloppiness defensively and a goalkeeping error for the second one. Then, yes, they had the late Palmer chance after that, and then Brozier and Gallagher created good opportunities, but didn't test Glover in any capacity. So I don't understand how, well, we are creating chances is an explanation or an appeasement for what you just witnessed. You didn't carve Middlesbrough apart, and give Middlesbrough their credit. They bunkered down, and once they settled into the game, they were difficult to break down. Well, difficult for this Chelsea to break down. So give Middlesbrough their credit. But I'm not having this, well, we create so many chances, we just can't put it away. That's not what I saw.
He's obviously been at the Mikel Arteta school of claptrap, isn't he? Which is what we're hearing at the moment from him, because he's riding the same horse off the back of the Liverpool game, and others when he's saying, "Oh my God, we should be winning these games 5 and 6-0." Actually, when you looked at it, and we did look at it yesterday, for those that watched, if you didn't watch, you can go back and find it somewhere. No idea where. Is Alisson was throwing his cap on these strikes, and then we looked at the expected goals, which the boys took the mickey out of me yesterday for, I must admit. And actually, it's all baloney, really. They're just above Premier League average. And Shaka's right. They did have some chances. Some were handed to them. 1 or 2 they created. But it's not like Middlesbrough or any other teams that they've played recently are absolutely hanging on by their fingernails. They were not. That being said, 90 minutes at Stamford Bridge it's a different story for Middlesbrough to be able to do it again. We'll find out if they can. But put it one way, if he fails to get this team through these 2 games, I don't know what excuse he would use, because we just can't score goals isn't an excuse for losing over 180 minutes to a mid-table championship side, if that's what happens.
So let's go full circle. Frank started by saying there was nothing constructive he could say, really, about Chelsea after today's performance. What can you say constructive from what you saw pitch side, Nedum, that they can carry with them into the second leg?
I could say that just behind me now, they're all working really hard to get ready for the next game. I could say that. No, I think it's Craig saying the second leg at Stamford Bridge is going to be a different. It's going to be a different game altogether. I think the pressure that sort of those Middlesbrough players will be under, it'll take a lot of character and a lot of ability to be able to handle that situation. And I think as Pochettino was saying, his side did create chances, and I know it triggers the guys so much on the show, and I love it when I'm on and they trigger when a manager says we create chances. But the fact is they did, and they'll probably create more in the second game. And as a consequence, I would be very surprised if they weren't in the final come the end of the month.
Go ahead, Frank.
I don't think I think it's a language barrier that Pochettino just said. I think he wanted to say opportunities instead of chances. I think because he didn't create, they had the opportunity of scoring goals, not because of themselves, but because of the others, because of Burrow and the mistake that they made. That's it. But really, as everybody explained, it's not enough. Running is not enough. Sprinting is not enough. If you don't have an idea of what you want to do, a tactic, a plan, there is no plan. It's like, yeah, we keep the ball and we don't know what to do. So I'm kind of optimistic about the second tie and the fact they're going to play at Stamford Bridge, but I'm not that crazy optimistic because Burrow, as Craig Ashaka explained, they played very well at the back. They didn't put the bus, but almost, and they were very clever on what they had to do. And Chelsea didn't create again anything. So it can happen again.
Do you think there's something in the air at Middlesbrough, by the way? You think there's something's whiffing around there behind Nedum, whereas that's the only place you're going to get something constructive, popular, and
he can
positive.
go to the Riverside every week if he likes. I don't
Is there some sort of positivity in the Teesside air behind him there? Whereas we sit here and go,
no, he's a nice guy.
Chelsea
He's just a nice guy.
Let's go to Nedum. He's definitely got something constructive to say.
We need devil's
about Chelsea.
advocate.
What?
We need devil's advocate. We're just trying to balance things out.
How can you
here.
be devil's advocate with this today? Tell me. I'm off my chair here with
the only thing positive you can say is that this tie is a long way from dead, of course.
Yes.
Right? As you would expect.
And they're very close to a
That's
final,
not positive.
potentially.
That's just factual.
If it was supposed to be dead, it should be dead in Chelsea's favour, so to speak. And we all expect Chelsea at Stamford Bridge to come back and overturn this, and then finals are things that are less about tactics and personnel and more about grit. So maybe somehow Chelsea turns this all on its head. But
maybe I tell you what, if I stand over
Where
here,
do you go?
if I stand over here,
God.
right now, shout over to me, ask me if I've got anything positive to say.
You got anything positive to say, Craig?
No.
All right, let's move on to talk about the semi-final then.